shit.
Listen to the words. He, he, garbage, a joke, clown acts, pisses me off. No, come find me. No, no, come find me. Listen to the words. He, come find me. He, garbage, a joke, clown acts, pisses me off.
I ain't a hard guy to find. I promise you that shit.
Listen to the words. Garbage, a joke, clown acts, pisses me. Hey, not to be I told you so guy, but I almost swear I ended yesterday's show with, hey, spring football's here. All y'all been taking victory laps. You've been sleeping. You ain't really been paying attention. It's here tomorrow. It's here. Pay attention. And boom, already injury news like 2 minutes into Kirby Smart's press conference today. Kind of hinted upon it this morning on patreon.com/Brooks Austin about an injury that had been acquired in the last 2 months during offseason workouts that's probably going to leak out today. It is Darnell Washington. Reports are, per Kirby Smart, going to be out all spring. So don't know the severity of the injury yet. I have been told it is a lower leg injury. I'm led to believe that this is something revolving a foot. Okay. Something revolving around that. So we'll get to what it means for Darnell, what all that stuff. What I want to immediately talk about, my immediate reaction to this news was the opportunity this spring to show Darnell Washington some love. We talked about it all show the other night or last night about how important it was to show him, hey, we've got options for you in this offense. We can feed you the rock. We can even force feed you the rock this spring with no Brock Bowers. And then the unfortunate news of today. Don't know the severity. This is breaking news as Kirby Smart came out today. If you're just joining us, Darnell Washington out for the spring. And our immediate reactions here. Smile Mondon also out this spring as well. Don't know the exact details on that. This is what happens this time of year, okay? There are injuries during these workout sessions over the last 2 or 3 months. There's, hammy pulls during sprints. There's, different shoulder injuries that have been diagnosed, that have been acquired by athletes during the actual season that they don't necessarily diagnose until maybe a workout, things like this. So Georgia's health staff and Ron Corson and their athletic training staff in particular are very, very unique, not necessarily unique in the sense, but they're very proactive about these types of measures where if they find any type of lingering issues, some programs might just make you say, hey, tough it out, play through it, get after it, go out there. You can play through these things. We'll worry about the long-term damage down the road because you're not our asset down the road. We're worried about now, right? Whereas Georgia takes it as more of a proactive approach. If there's any issue found during the 3 months leading up to spring practice that they need to fix, they'll go fix. A prime example of this is Kyrus Jackson's knee scope being done last year in like middle of August. They found it, said, hey, this is either going to linger you or we can get it fixed now. You can be back healthy, good as new week 6. They chose to do that, right? That's Ron Corson and this staff, which brings me to the point of, hey, and it is a labrum tear, according to the YouTube chat over here. So labrum tear on Smile Mondon. Again, labrum tears at linebacker. That's the same injury Nakobe Dean had to get repaired last year. Dude, labrum tears, I stick my arm out to make a tackle. Somebody snatches it out. That whole ligament goes. Labrum tears are no more uncommon at that position than like a finger getting broke as an offensive lineman. I kid you not. It's a brutal, brutal sport. So he'll be out 3 to 6 weeks. He'll be good. As far as Darnell Washington goes, for some reason, y'all are doing the thing again. And y'all know what the thing is, right? I look in my Discord right now. There's 17 new messages since 12:23, since literally we went live here. Okay. There's 18, 20, 25 messages just going off. And what people are doing is the thing, which is, oh, well, this means bye-bye to Darnell. Why of all things would this mean Darnell's in the portal? If anything, I'm thinking, okay, if this is a real injury, there is no department I would want more fixing this issue than a department that, I don't know, just put 4.4 flat from Zamir White in the NFL Combine, that, I don't know, just put 4.49 at the NFL Combine and George Pickens following his, ACL tear. I don't know. I would probably trust that medical department. So if you're doing that thing that says, oh, Darnell's out, and your immediate reaction is, does that mean he's out for good? I wouldn't go as far as to say that. If anything, this is like, hey, you probably need to get this addressed here, if anywhere. You follow me? So this, again, is that time of year where you're going to get flooded with these types of, especially first day of spring practice, these types of news, injuries that have been accumulated and diagnosed during this time where, guys, there was no news. Everyone's been kind of, again, asleep from January, 11th until today. So, yeah, there's been movings, there's been happenings, there's been changes, including 4 new coaching staffers, right? 4 new position coaches, offensive line coach, outside backers coach, corners coach, wide receivers coach, and 18 new enrollees. Okay, some of which you will probably not hear about practicing this spring because they've had things cleaned up, right? Guys like Bear Alexander having things cleaned up from his high school issues with his shoulder, things like that. So that's this time of year. You're going to catch up on these types of bits of information that have kind of been going by the wayside over the last 2 months, guys. It has been 2 months since Georgia football has been in the news outside of, coaching changes here and there. So let's talk about the immediate impact to the roster. You are already thin at tight end this spring, okay? So all those young wide receivers, y'all are going to get more work, okay? A lot more work. They're going to run a lot less 12 and 13 personnel, which I do believe eventually, if ideally when everyone's healthy, that's what this football team's going to be. They're going to be a 12, 13 personnel football team, right? That's what they were last year, late in the season when Fitzy was around, right? So they have that identity. That's what Monken's kind of morphed himself into over the years at Georgia in the last 2 years. They won't be that this spring, right? This spring, it'll be more about young receivers. Okay, guys like Marcus Rosemi-Jackson, who we talked about, that needs to be a growing and budding relationship and developing player, right? Young players like CJ Smith, the Nylon Morissette, they're going to get a lot of run this spring. If you recall last spring when they were banged up at the tight end position as well, last spring, you heard a lot about A.D. Mitchell, right? Because he stayed on the field. Young wide receivers are going to be staying on the field this spring because they're extremely thin, and it's also a great opportunity to look at a kid like Oscar Delp, a young prospect, right, like Oscar Delp. But there's going to be some growing pains for that dude. I'm telling you right now, okay, that's an offense that now he was regurgitating at like a 20% level, I would imagine, which is ahead of schedule because it's in depth. There's a lot, okay? He's about 20% in depth with the playbook, I would imagine, right about now, and he's going to get thrown into an offensive setting at some point this spring where he needs to regurgitate about 45% of it, which is going to come with mental bust. It's going to come with slow play, right? And it's going to come with a player that looks like he's adjusting. But everything else outside of that, the indie reps, the 7-on-7s, the 1-on-1s this spring, I would imagine the more reps he gets, the even better he's going to get, and he's going to flash. You're going to hear a lot about Oscar this spring, not only because of opportunity, but because of talent as well from him. So, again, if you're one of these people that does the thing that's like, oh, this means bad. Like this, obviously, it's unfortunate that there is an injury. But the natural reaction nowadays, it seems like from the fan base that I cover is, does this mean he leaves? Not everything means someone is leaving, right? Not everything means someone is leaving. And if that's the motive if that's the MO that we have to, if that's the hammer that we have to keep hitting and the nail we have to keep driving home, we'll keep doing it on this platform. But until I stop seeing that in my mentions, we're going to have to keep talking about it. So that's unfortunate. And if it feels like we're beating a dead horse, it's because you are. It's because my horse is getting beat dead in the mentions and in the comments on every platform that I'm involved in. So I would imagine it's like that elsewhere. Super unfortunate for a big dude. If it is again, not reckless speculation here, I do believe it is a foot injury. If it is that, we're gonna see. I mean, that's 2 in a matter of a year. I'm at this point, I'm more wondering what the hell's going on with these cleats, man. I have never in my life heard of this many broken feet things. Not as a broken foot, but feet issues, like lower foot issues, ankle issues, common in football. You're gonna roll your ankle, you're gonna get stepped on, broken toes. But just what sounds like non-contact broken foot injuries all across, not just Georgia. It's all these programs. I don't know what's going on with the cleats, but something's got to go. Okay, something and like I don't know, Limbino here says someone needs to look into our indoor turf. I mean, it's indoor, outdoor. Okay, I don't know where they were training when this was happening. But turf, natural grass, it's happening all over the place. Okay, and it's not just your turf, Georgia fans. It's everybody. Okay, it's everybody. It's everyone's turf and all that good stuff. All that not good stuff, but all that stuff. So we got comments in here about the weight, that maybe there's a weight issue with Darnell. I don't believe that to be the case. He is a big individual. Okay, he's just a really, really big individual. The Smile Mondon news also is very, very intriguing to me. Not that in the sense that, hey, shoulder, but that's, again, I told you exactly how common that is. Yeah, not to do this, but we told you this on Patreon a week ago. He was working exclusively at Y. Okay, so just patreon.com/Brooks Austin. You don't have to wait until stuff like this happens to get snuck up on with the news that A-Rig Gilbert's already back to tight end. Yes, he's back to tight end. He's been playing tight end. That's what he's been training at since he got back to Georgia in December. Yeah, been on that one. So yes, your tight end rooms, it's good enough right now. You're deep enough, but it's still, you're going to have young guys playing. The Smile Mondo news is more intriguing to me, not because it's a shoulder injury, not because I'm concerned. That's going to get cleaned up in a matter of weeks. But most important, or more intriguingly to me, is about the opportunities for a guy like Jalen Walker to get out there and roll around and look like a freak, because he's gonna. I wish we could see more and more of this stuff in terms of access to actual practice footage and stuff like that. But I understand what's going on. I understand the need for it. But yeah, you're going to hear a lot about him from platforms like mine and elsewhere, because it's going to be impossible not to talk about him now this spring, because he's going to get ample opportunity, which I think that's something that you guys have learned about, just covering athletes in general, especially at Georgia, right? Nolan Smith's a prime example. People were calling him a bust. Trayvon Walker is a prime example. People were asking me, the uninitiated, the uninformed would ask me, what is going on with Trayvon Walker the first 2 years of his career? And I'm like, guys, he's getting no opportunity. He's got no opportunity to play. Goes out there, gets a bunch of opportunity now, top 10 pick, things like that. Okay, so a matter of opportunity, which guys like Oscar Delp are now going to get a tremendous amount of, right? Young players like Jalen Walker are now going to get a tremendous amount of. CJ Washington, the same. A guy that, by the way, needs 10,000 hour theory applied there with CJ Washington. So not something, it's unfortunate, but I don't think something to freak out about right now. Okay, not something to freak out about right now, not even if you're in the Darnell Washington camp. Be calm, stay collected, okay, and let Ron Corson do his thing, okay? If for no other reason than look at the sample size, Zamir White is right there for you, okay? George Pickens is one of many who have come back from a singular injury, okay? Zamir White is one of the few that has come back looking better after 2 injuries, such of the same. So if that is the case, again, if it is the same type of injury, stay where you're at, okay? Grow where you're planted, and get healthy, and then we'll worry about everything else moving down the road. For Brooks Austin, for Dogs Daily, we'll have all kinds of instant reactions going over there, dogsdaily.com. Appreciate you guys for being here, however, wherever you found us. If you could do me a favor, man, go blow up our Facebook page. We broadcast all these live events, not all the film studies, but all these live events are broadcasted over there on our Facebook page. So just search Dogs Daily over there and hit the like, hit the follow, all that good stuff. Leave us a positive review if you like to support our work. So I appreciate y'all for being here. We'll see you next time.